in how much they would receive in sales by distancing themselves from Kanye.
Yeah.
But this article specifically talks about how they're actually going to continue using Yeezy designs and how they're going to continue selling them, but taking Kanye out of it and all of that type of stuff. But I think, you know, my personal little insight into this specific market and everything with the Slavic community, I mean, everybody in the Slavic community knows about Adidas. We have them coined as Adidas. That's how we talk about them. And a huge part of that market is Jewish. So, you know, having Kanye saying all these stuff online against these types of people where Adidas owns this huge market share of, you know, it would not go over well if they did separate from Kanye.
Yeah. So they're selling it in Eastern Europe, right? But they're the designs, but the brand name is gone, right? Like, so it's not a Yeezy or
yeah, it's not Kanye associated at all. It's all going to be.
But it's his designs.
They say that they own the intellectual property behind these Yeezy designs. So, you know, how much is that separation going to be? It's going to be very interesting, you know, because there was a little bit of criticism talking about the risks of, you know, what is it going to look like to still sell these designs that everybody knows is by Kanye.
Right.
And still have this as part of their company, but, you know, separating from that, you know, using his designs and
they're using his design, but not his likeness and his promotion, his name and his brand. But,
exactly.
I mean, it brings up, but a good point though is I did read that they have the designs, they own them, like he doesn't own them, so they can't use them. But it's so transparent nowadays that everybody, I mean, we were talking about it. Everybody knows their Yeezy design. So that's an interesting way to what Adidas is approaching that is, will it work or will it backfire and people are saying you're still selling something made by somebody who is throwing around anti-Semitic
absolutely. And I think
statements. So
I think a really big thing is, you know, does this person profit off of these things? Because, you know, a lot of people can separate that for themselves where it's like, I really like this design. So I don't support this guy, but I like this design, so I'm going to get it for myself. And a lot of people are like, well, if he doesn't profit from it, then I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really big thing. And you see that in other places as well. I mean, once some influencers come into some sort of conflict or get canceled out up against them, a lot of people who like their videos or want to see the apology or like get in on the drama, instead of watching that YouTuber's video, they'll watch commentaries of it because then they're not actually, you know, giving the money to that person. And they're supporting other people who are against it. So I think that's kind of a really interesting thing in the industry is that, you know, who's profiting off of it? Do we like the product?
And that's a good point. So there's 2 points there. Is one is like Adidas is trying to recover from the debacle of what's happened, right? So obviously they're a for-profit consumer packaged goods company that they need to. I thought they was in the hundreds of millions of dollars. That some number that I saw when they from lost revenue. So they're trying to recover that, right? Obviously they have shareholders, they have employees, they have all of these different things that they need to address. So it makes sense. But I think that one thing that would be really smart on Adidas' part or their agency's part is to put a campaign together to explain that we own the designs and we love the designs. I mean, I know they wholeheartedly, you know, do not agree with what Yeezy says, but just be transparent, right? Like just go into that campaign saying, we have, you know, these designs and it's not, Kanye is not profiting off this at all. So that could be that just communicating that message could help them get that.
I think even renaming it would be a good idea. They don't even have to use Yeezys as the, you know, name for
I think you'd have to get rid of it. I think you have to get rid of Yeezy. There's no way. But the other point there real quick was that's the nature of using an influencer or a spokesperson. I mean, this has been going on since it started is, what if they do something wrong and say something wrong? And I mean, what OJ Simpson was budget car rental, you know, whenever that was 30 years ago, you know, and he was accused of murdering 2 people. So, you know, like, I mean, that's the most extreme.
It's high risk, high reward, I would say for sure.
Right. But I mean, I guarantee that you look at that ROI, you look at the revenue that he brought in, for a while they're just kind of killing it, right? But at the same time, I think another good point that I read too was that even though Adidas lost all this money, but like one of the manufacturing companies that made one of the shoes, so like a manufacturing plant, immediately once Kanye, the whole thing happened and they stopped selling and making the shoes and stuff, that manufacturing plant immediately lays off 2/3 of its workforce. And I was like, man, that's like not only, it's all in the news is Adidas lost 500 million and Yeezy's no longer a billionaire. Yeah. But you know what? The other thing that affects is like people that are just working in a manufacturing plant making shoes, man. Now they don't have a job. So that's kind of like the sad portion of that too.
Sort of look at those trade-offs.
Right. Yeah. I don't feel sorry for Kanye not being on the billionaires list. Guess what? He's still going to fly in his private jets. He still has $1 million houses and do all that stuff. He's going to be fine, right? Yeah. But it kind of sucks for.
It does for sure.
And maybe those people aren't really thought about it that much.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, just based off of the things that I have seen, is that this decision has been sort of going to come anyway. Like this decision to separate from Kanye was inevitable because the amount of times that he has gone on his public platforms to talk about, the things that Adidas is doing wrong and all these disagreements that he has with them, and really publicly airing that type of stuff out. I don't think that this decision was sort of like, oh, this happened and now we have to do it and boom, like done. Never saw it before, never thought about doing it before. I think this is sort of just like...
You think it was a long time coming?
Yeah, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, I guess that's part of those relationships and part of people that have big personalities and celebrities and, I can see that happening, that there be internal conflict, but what are you going to do?
Yep.
Well, I hope Adidas kind of, the designs aren't my cup of tea, right? I'm not the target market, person. But for certain people and that knows the industries. But I hope that works out for them. But but if they want to kind of recover,
hoping the best for those people, and we'll see what happens with Yeezys and Adidas and everything to come, and what designs come out of it in the future. So but this has been Encite Live. Amika here with Adam. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.